Hello again, happy Saturday, and welcome in to Chevrolet's Inside High School Sports. I'm Matt Musil. We thank you for spending part of your day with us. The last couple of weeks, of course, have been some of the most challenging in our state's history. One common theme that has emerged from the record-breaking floods of Hurricane Harvey has been the resiliency of the citizens in our community. Let's take a closer look now at how the players and teams from the area learned the true meaning of teamwork in the face of unimaginable adversity. An unthinkable tragedy, a week that we all had hoped would mark the start of another exciting high school football season, instead will forever be remembered for the horror inflicted by Harvey. Spring Westfield defensive lineman Keandre Coburn was among the many who had to be rescued from their homes by boat, an experience he shared with the world on Periscope. Some area stars like Lamar defensive back Anthony Cook evacuated before Harvey hit and were left feeling helpless while watching the destruction unfold.
That's my city, seeing the flood, the water like 17 feet high, and streets that I drive on, and I know they're underwater. People saying that they need to be rescued from the house. I'm just concerned, so I'm just calling on my friends, checking to see if everybody's all right.
High schools across the area became shelters for anyone seeking refuge. Halls where students normally roam, now serving as makeshift homes. Gymnasiums now staging grounds for relief efforts. Unfortunately, not every school escaped Harvey's wrath. At Kingwood High School, the images are simply harrowing. The school is closed for the remainder of the school year, with the students sharing a campus at Summer Creek High School in the meantime. But in Harvey's wake, heroes emerged in what may have been Houston's finest hour. Those fortunate enough to escape the worst of the devastation, offering everything they could to those in need. The Brazosport football team making sandbags. At Clear Brook, an assembly line of students loads donations into a truck. The Cy Creek basketball team setting up sleeping bags in a shelter, while the Friendswood basketball team offered some muscle. The North Shore football team even visited Galena Park High School to assist in the cleanup efforts there. All across the Houston area, countless acts of heroism and selflessness. Far too many for us to include them all here. But it made us proud to see so many young people show what it means to be Houston strong. As we all work hard to rebuild our community, high school football serves as a great diversion and represents a return to normalcy. There's just a handful of games being played this weekend, as much of our area is still putting things back together. Two teams ready to get back to the gridiron were Galveston Ball and Lamar. In our Quicken Loans Game of the Week, one of the state's fiercest rivalries is renewed. It's the Tornadoes versus the Cougars at Etheridge Stadium as the 2017 season kicks off.
Dominating, playing hard and fast. That's what we want to do, all right? Yes, sir. Let's go get it. Let's go get it. Hey.
This game originally was not on the schedule, but with both teams needing a game, it worked out for both sides. Ball would get on the board first. Nick Moore scores the Tornadoes' first touchdown of the season from 1 yard out. Later, the Lamar defense stiffens as Ball Deontay Hunt is stripped. Marlon Ford falls on the loose ball. That sets up Lamar's Preston Perry from 7 yards out, and the Cougars take a 7-6 lead. Still in the second quarter, Lamar driving again inside the 15. Trying to punch it in again, but he's hit hard, and the ball pops out right to Darren Jobe, and he's off to the races. And that gives Ball a 12-7 lead at the intermission. We move to the second half now. Ball rolling the dice on 4th and short. Clarence Dalton gets hit, but bounces it outside and finds yardage down the sideline. He goes 35 yards before he's taken down. On the very next play, Fitzroy Van Horn on the jet sweep goes in virtually untouched from 15 yards out. Ball up 20-7. We move to the fourth quarter now, and Lamar cuts the lead in half. As Norman Saldano goes in from 5 yards out, the Cougars trailing 20-13. Ball would pull away though as Martavius Jackson rolls out and finds Nick Moore for an easy score. Clarence Dalton puts this one away. Ball getting the opening night win by a final of 34-13. At the Rig in Pearland Friday night, the Dawson Eagles hosted the Deer Park Deer. After Dawson took the early lead on a field goal, they then upped that lead as Darius Smith ran in from 13 yards out to make it a 10-0 lead over the Deer. Later, Dawson quarterback Miles Kit Denton scrambles and then takes off downfield for a big 55-yard gain, and Dawson holds on to win a close one over the Deer, 17-14. On the south side of town, it's the Clear Lake Falcons taking on the Texas City Stingarees. Clear Lake on offense. Here's quarterback Saya Anoa scrambling, trying to find someone open. And he hits Chris Mason in stride behind the defense, and he goes all the way in for the score. In the second quarter, Texas City answers back with this run from JaVale McDaniel. He shakes a would-be tackler and goes 48 yards for the touchdown, and that cuts Clear Lake's lead to 14-7 at intermission. In the second half, Texas City trailing 21-7. It's McDaniel again going in from 1 yard out. He finishes the night with 100 yards on the ground and 2 touchdowns. Early fourth quarter now, and Clear Lake's Brendan Holmes caps a clock-draining drive, racing 20 yards to the end zone to make it 28-14 Falcons. Texas City answers right back on the ensuing kickoff. Jordan Simmons Collins takes the short kick and heads north in a hurry, electrifying the home crowd as the Stingarees cut the lead to 7. But they get shut out the rest of the way, and Clear Lake picks up the opening night victory, their first opening night win since 2008, 28-21. New Caney quarterback Jordan Cooper committed to Air Force this week. He leads the Eagles into a season-opening shootout with Tomball Memorial. In the first quarter, Tomball Memorial's Jordan Johnson gets the handoff, and watch him bounce off of a tackle. What great footwork, and then he gets to the sidelines. He's not done breaking tackles, though. What an effort by Johnson. He takes it all the way for a well-earned 59-yard touchdown run. The game is tied at 7-all. Cooper answers right back for New Caney. He takes the path of least resistance, though. He sprints down the sidelines for a 38-yard score, and the Eagles go back in front, 14-7. More Cooper now. Look at the sweet spin move. He takes it to the house once more, this time from 9 yards out. Eagles up 21-7 after 1. In the second, another huge hole for Cooper, created by the Eagles' offensive line. Cooper goes 19 yards untouched, and New Caney is up 27-7. But the Wildcats begin to claw away at the lead. Drew Baker finds a wide-open Jordan Price in the end zone, 26 yards and a touchdown. It's 27-21 at halftime. In the third, more Tomball Memorial. Baker connects with Reggie Robinson, and Robinson does the rest. He'll weave his way through traffic for a 66-yard score, and the Wildcats pull within 3, 40-37. Then, back comes New Caney. 4th and goal from the 4. Cooper scrambles for his 4th touchdown of the night, and New Caney leads 46-37. Baker matches Cooper with 4 touchdowns of his own, 3 through the air, including this 48-yard beauty of a deep ball to Trent Shin, and the Wildcats trail only 46-44. Tomball Memorial finally takes the lead in the 4th. Jordan Guidry eludes a defender 40 yards to the house, and the Wildcats go up 51-46. Christian Lovick adds a pair of touchdown runs of his own. The last one, a 26-yard score that puts the icing on the cake for Tomball Memorial. The Wildcats win a wild one over New Caney. The final, 58-46.
Just amazing, and obviously everything that's happened with the kids and everything that's, they just fought hard. And there's so much to fight for with our city and with everything that's going on, and I couldn't be proud of our kids.
We move north now, way up north to the Metroplex, where Montgomery was opening their season at Eulah's Trinity. Trinity, with one of the state's top rushing attacks, caps the opening possession of the game. Courage Kine going in from 5 yards out. They miss the extra point, and it's 6-0 Trojans. Montgomery would tighten up the run defense, getting a host of offenders to the ball to shut things down this time. But with the defense committed to the run, Trinity responds through the air. Lakey Ellis off play action finds his favorite receiver, Lloyd Hill Jr., on this deep ball to give Trinity a 13-0 lead. Montgomery trying to climb back into it with Jordan Hood connecting with Caleb Campbell to get the ball out to midfield. Then Hood fits one into a tight window here to his big tight end, Jody Miller. Great grab. But that was about it. Trinity's Jalon Wilson would break things open with this scamper from 64 yards out, and Montgomery loses the season opener to Euless Trinity, the final 39-6. The bagpipes can mean only one thing: Episcopal playing its season opener. The Knights with a tall task in store, visiting private school powerhouse Plano Prestonwood. Prestonwood attacks through the air in the first quarter. Wiley Green connects with Luke Savage from 9 yards out, and the Lions leap out to a quick 7-0 lead. One bright spot for Episcopal is Jalen Waddle. The highly touted wideout shows off his explosive speed with this nice return to midfield for the Knights.
Go, Knights, go!
But it's a rough opener for Episcopal in the second quarter. Josh Cunningham takes the handoff. 26 yards later, he scores, and Episcopal drops its season opener, the final 47-20. It's great to finally have the season underway, and congratulations to all the teams that picked up a W last night. Of course, there's a lot more to life than winning on Friday night, so stay with us. We'll have a story of grit and determination that must be seen to be believed.